Hello, it's so amazing to see you all and connect with you all again. It's been a fabulous week. It's been very busy for me this week with work, and I've had so much fun seeing my clients, but also I suppose feeling a little bit misplaced because it's no longer school holidays. The kids have gone back to school and I've actually missed my kids this week. So it's been a bit of a mixed calamity. Like, I've had so much fun with my clients, hosted a meetup group this week where we did a workshop about the negative self-talk and how to overcome it. That was fabulous. We got such a good turnout with that, and we had so much good feedback with that. And then we've come to the end of the week. Well, I've still got another day at work, but I hope your week has been fabulous this week, and I hope you've been able to get a lot accomplished that you've wanted to this week. But what I got online to talk to you about today is about making veggies the hero of your plate. Have you ever thought about what you eat and why you eat, and what you put together, how you put a meal together? So the big thing that I wanted to talk about today was, let's look at the concept of, let's ditch the diets. Those that know me know I'm not into any one particular fad diet. Instead, I'm into common sense healthy eating. And so when you look at common sense healthy eating, it should all be based around the salads, the fruits and the veggies. So if you were to make a meal, and in that meal you based it on the salads and the veggies and made that the mainstay of your plate, and then you could add whatever other flavors, whatever other foods you want to it, but make it that your body gets all of its nutrients from those salads and the veggies. And that way it makes it a lot easier. You don't have to go, oh, have I eaten this? Have I done this? Make the salad or the veggies the hero of your plate. And when you do that, you also make it as colourful as you can. So not only is it appealing to your eyes when you look at it, but it's extremely healthy for your body, because all the different coloured fruits and veggies have different phytochemicals in there that help nourish our body. So hi Jane, great to see you online. So if you're anything like me, I grew up where my mum would cook meat and 3 veg, and that was what we had every night. And so it was always a piece of meat, and it was almost like the veggies were a side issue. Like, there was a bit on the side, and it might have been some peas, it's usually peas, carrots and potato. And I find that not so much these days, but I still get a few clients coming through that it's just 3 ingredients. It's usually corn, potato and some peas or carrot. And what's happening is the meat is the mainstay of that plate. But we want to turn around that thinking. Do you go to restaurants and order, say if you order a meat dish, like a piece of steak or a piece of fish, you only ever get it and it comes out and it's on a bed of potatoes. And it might have a little bit of asparagus or some broccoli with it, but really there's not much else to it. It's just this big piece of meat stuck in the middle of the plate, made to look a little bit pretty with some veggies. Think about how that nourishes your body. You're really not getting the way that nature intended us to get those nutrients. So let's think about turning that around. Let's think about different ways that you might look at planning your meals. So do you ever go, okay, let's take meat. So for those that don't eat meat, it might be a little bit different, but let's take a piece of meat. You might go, okay, I'm going to have this meat here tonight, this piece of steak, and then I'll put something with it. And so we always think about the meat and then what we can add to it. Let's flip that. Let's go, okay, we've got these veggies here. What could I add with it? Could I add some meat, some eggs? Could I add some beans? Could I add a little bit of pasta or rice? Think about it in those terms rather than thinking about it as being just the piece of meat and going from there. It might be, if for those that don't eat meat, it might be pasta. So I find a lot of clients that are vegetarian and vegan, they tend to go for pasta and they go, okay, because that fills me up, I'm going to have a pasta. But they don't always add the veggies to it, or not enough veggies to really nourish their body. So think about, again, go back to, okay, if I'm going to have a pasta meal, and I do that for my family, we do eat gluten-free pasta, but I'll say, okay, these are the veggies I'm using. I'm going to put some pasta with it, and then I'll put the sauce with that. So I always make sure I've got more than enough veggies and a variety of veggies to really fill up my family and make sure I'm nourishing them. You're asking why? Why do I have to think about it in these terms? Well, let's look at the fact that veggies, fruits and salads have a variety of phytochemicals in them. So it's not just about vitamins and minerals. It's not just about proteins and fats and carbohydrates. It's actually about the phytochemicals and how these phytochemicals speak to our genes. So as the plants are growing, in the environment that they're in, they'll create certain phytochemicals, and those phytochemicals are usually to help the plant thrive, to ward off pests, or to help deter, mainly it's to do with pests, but they can also help them thrive in an environment. So say like the wild blueberries, they live on the side of this rock and they need to create lots of chemicals to help them thrive in an area that does not have a lot of nutrients in the soil, because there's not much soil, and they're given a lot of wind shear. So there's a lot of wind and elements that they're exposed to. So in that, the blueberries actually create lots of phytochemicals, and those phytochemicals help us. And they speak to our genes and they say, hey, this is what it's like on the outside world. Now you need to react, and now I'm talking about the genetics. Now the genetics need to react so that us as a person, we can be healthy from that. Does that make sense? So we're looking at these phytochemicals that are in these fruits and the veggies, and it always differs. So it'll differ from seasons, it'll differ from areas that it's grown in. It'll also differ when the food is organic versus being cultivated. So if you've got organic food that's been left to the elements, that's been left to the pests, like the grasshoppers and all that kind of thing that's eating them, then that plant's going to have a lot more phytochemicals than something that's been farmed in an environment where there's no grasshoppers allowed, not much wind, the sunlight is regulated, and it's got a certain amount of sunlight and everything else each day. So that's how the quality of your food varies, by how it's grown, where it's grown, the time of year it is. And so making sure that you've got that variety of food, you're allowing your body to talk back to nature and understand what needs to happen inside you so you can be at the best health that you can be, and you can react to the current circumstances. So let's talk about, okay, I'm talking phytochemicals. What does that mean? Well, let me give you a few examples. Hi Susan, hi Ara. Let me give you a few examples. So sulforaphane, that's a phytochemical found in broccoli. Broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbages, it's found in those particular foods. Now, sulforaphane has got a lot of research going on with it at the moment, and they've been finding that there's some great things that are going on with it. When you cook broccoli, you actually denature another enzyme that we need to use the sulforaphane or to absorb and utilize the sulforaphane. So that's when you need to add some mustard back into it, or you have raw broccoli sprouts, those kinds of things where it's not cooked and not heated. If I go back to what does sulforaphane do? So sulforaphane helps liver detoxification. Hence why broccoli's got the reputation for helping detoxification. Sulforaphane also has a reputation for helping prevent cancers. It also helps to activate your vitamin D receptors in the body. So you actually increase your utilization of the vitamin D that you've got in your body. Hi Anne-Marie, great to see you on board. So just this one ingredient that's found in broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and cabbage can actually help you prevent cancers, can help your liver detox a lot of the toxins and the chemicals that are in our current world, and can increase your vitamin D status in your body. That's amazing, and that's just from this one chemical. Then you've got other phytonutrients such as lutein. Lutein is very much involved with your eyesight. It helps with healthy eyes. It can help to reduce the oxidative damage that goes on with the eyes. So I call it the rusting process. So it's generally though, if you have a lot of lutein in your diet throughout your life, then what will happen is you've got less damage that's done to the eyes. So technically you've got less risk of degenerative eye conditions like the glaucomas and the cataracts and those kinds of things. It's only one little snippet, but if you can make sure you've got lutein in your diet throughout your life, it's a great way to help prevent a lot of the degenerative eye conditions. Lycopene. Lycopene's another ingredient, and there's a lot of research that's going on with cooked tomatoes, how cooked tomatoes actually increases the lycopene content. And that has had a lot of great results with preventing prostate issues, so particularly prostate cancers, those kinds of things. So you can find that having that you could have it in pasta. So your tomato paste sauces, those kinds of sauces that you put with your pasta, they can actually help male prostate. It's not the only thing that lycopene does. It also, again, helps stop the rusting of the body. Hi Tina, great to see you on board. So you could use it, you could have the tomato paste as part of the bottom of a nice healthy pizza that you make. And so that again will also help stop the rusting process of the body. Resveratrol is another phytochemical that I wanted just to touch on, as far as resveratrol is found in chocolate and red wine. Hi Rose, great to see you. So the chocolate and the red wine, everyone likes to have these things, and there is some research around about how good dark chocolate is and how good moderate amounts of red wine are, and that's because of this ingredient called resveratrol. Resveratrol is very good at helping, again, reduce that rusting of the body, help stop the oxidative stress that goes on in the body. And it also has because of that process of stopping the rusting or the oxidative stress, it can actually help along the lines of preventing some cancers. So making sure that you've got small amounts of these foods in your diet over a long time. Granted, the chocolate doesn't fall into the whole category of salad, fruits and veggies, but really it is a natural food. And red wine comes from grapes. When it's made the correct way, it's very, very good for you. So it's just about making food live for you. Making food that it gives you all your nutrients and it speaks to your genes so that your genes know how to respond in the environment that it's in. Because the foods that are around will always tell our body what to eat. Versus a food that's been manufactured in a laboratory or in a lab, in a food processing plant, it's going to be the same every time, and it doesn't really speak to, well, they do speak to our genes, but not always in the good way. So making sure that the plants are telling our genes, this is what's happening in the outside world, this is how you need to now react from there and create chemical reactions, or to create proteins, immune cells, antioxidant nutrients. All of those can come from these foods that we put in our fruits and veggies. Hi Miranda, great to see you there. Now I've got a question from Rose. Great for bronchitis. Okay, so technically I'm not allowed, I can't tell you exactly what to have because everyone is different as to why they've got the bronchitis. The bronchitis can be from, usually it's an infective kind of agent, so you need to have a look at what is the virus or the bacteria that's allowed this to come around. But generally good nutrients that will help to soothe the bronchioles is your vitamin A based foods. So your orange fruits and veggies. So your salads, I've just had a message come up. That's why through my a little text message came through my brain. So vitamin A based foods are things like your carrots, your sweet potatoes. They've all got the vitamin A in there. You've got the fish oils such as the cod liver oil. They've all got great vitamin A, which can actually help to soothe and bolster the mucous membranes in the bronchial areas. Bronchitis is also to do with a lot of inflammation, so we need to downregulate the inflammation that's going on. Onions cooked in a bit of olive oil are always great to help reduce inflammation because they contain another phytonutrient called quercetin. So having some onions cooked in a little bit of olive oil or coconut oil will actually help to improve the quercetin levels of the body. If there's anything more specific, it is best to go and see a practitioner and see someone who can actually help with that. But generally it's the vitamin A, the zinc, something that's anti-inflammatory. So zinc-based foods are your pepitas, your little pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. They're great ways to get your zinc levels. And then looking at what the infective agent is. Is it a virus? Is it a bacteria? There's some great medicinal mushrooms that are around, like the reishis and the shiitake mushrooms and the portobello mushrooms that can actually really help to boost your immune system and help to boost those white blood cells in doing their action. So there's some foods that you can put into your life, into your diet to help with that. So I hope that helps along the lines of that. Keza, it's great to see you there, and Elise, lovely to see you all on this live today. So going back to having fruits and salads and veggies as the hero of your plate. Don't be scared of having these foods in your diet every day. Generally, I advise to my clients to have anywhere from 3 to 5 cups of salad, fruits and veggies, and that can be quite a lot for some people. So a couple of my clients today, and one in particular that I'm thinking about yesterday, the one that I'm thinking about yesterday, he was like, oh my goodness, that's a lot of fruits and veggies to put into the diet. And when I spoke to him about the ways of putting it in and how you can increase in a smoothie, you can add a lot of fruits and veggies into a smoothie, like a blended up smoothie kind of thing. You can add so much nutrients. That's great. I'm glad you enjoyed that info. So in a smoothie, say if you've got a NutriBullet smoothie, you could add some spinach leaves, some cucumber, you could add some banana, you could put some chia seeds, and again, you could get to about generally 2.5 cups into one smoothie, and you could drink that through the day, and that would get you a fair load of your salad, fruits and the veggies. Another way of doing it is just to make sure that you've got these salad, fruits and veggies in every meal. So particularly, again, if you're having a dinner meal, that if you have a plate and say, excuse me a moment, I've got a plate here. I had a plate here. My plate's disappeared. I usually have a plate here as a bit of a, but say if this is our plate, I'll draw on the back of this because my plate's gone walkabout. But say if that's our plate, what we want to do is if we've got a salad or veggies, we want the salad and the veggies to take up this much of our plate. I hope you all can see that. I hope it's coming through the video okay. And then from there you'd have your good fats. And then you'd have your meat or your beans or your legumes or your eggs or your fish, whatever you want to put with that salad. But this main part of your plate is going to be the salads and the veggies. And that's the best way that you can make sure that you're getting all of the nutrients that you need. And without having a science degree and without knowing all of the phytochemicals, all you need to do is live as nature intended us to. Let nature talk to our genetics. Allow these foods to speak to your genes so that they can create the information highway that we need. Because the other thing is we've got lots of bacteria in our gut, and the gut actually influences our immune system, our thought processes, so it influences our brain chemistry, the serotonins and all of that kind of thing that's in our brain. Those brain chemicals are influenced by the bugs in our gut. And their main food source is the salad, fruits and the veggies that come into them. So they enjoy the fiber that comes out, the pectin from the apples. They thrive on that. They respond to all of the fruits, the nutrients that are in the salad, fruits and the veggies, and then they will create chemicals that benefit us, that benefit our immune system, that give us nutrition. So the bugs in our, I call them bugs, I'm not very technical for a scientist, but the microbes in our digestive system actually can create B12. And there's a lot of people in this day and age that are low in B12, but we can use the digestive bugs to help create that. So why not feed them? Feed them the way like if you think about lineage, they're thousands of years old, these bugs that are in our gut. And they only want to be fed unprocessed food. They want to be fed raw, natural foods that came from the earth, because that's what they're used to in their heritage. Hi Larisse, it's great to see you there. So 80% of your plate, so let's recap what I've been talking about. 80% of your plate or your food that you eat in a day should come from your salad, fruits and the veggies. And then from that, you add in the other foods that you want to eat. So it could be the grains if you eat grains, so the wheat and the oats and the rice. It could be meat if you eat meat, so the chicken, the fish, the red meats. It could be eggs if you eat eggs. It could be beans and legumes that you put with that. So you layer the plate after you've decided, and made the main part of your plate, which comes from the salads and the veggies. And so also when I talk about fruit, a lot of people get scared about it's got sugar in it, I can't eat it. Not at all. Fruit has a lot of great nutrients in there that actually talk to our body. And sugar is not the bad guy in that fruit, because there's fibers in there, and there's, say take dates for instance, they've got chromium in there. Chromium helps regulate our blood sugar levels. So it's not entirely the bad guy. I remember a couple of years ago being presented with a product that was now being produced that helped, had a lot of research around helping with diabetes. And when I asked what is the product and what is it made from, it turns out that it's made from the byproducts of sugarcane metabolism. Sugarcane processing. So what they've done is when they make sugar, they take out the sweet stuff, the white sweet stuff that tends to get added to our food, and then they've got this leftover. And what they found out is some of those phytochemicals in the leftover stuff from the sugarcane processing actually helps the body with its blood sugar levels. So again, why not put it all together? So sugarcane's not the bad guy, it's the processing of how it's made. So if we take that back to fruits, you've got apples have got amazing amounts of pectin in there, particularly when you stew your apples and you make pureed apple or an apple crumble, low sugar apple crumble. You've got a lot of phytochemicals, a lot of pectin in there, and that pectin feeds the bacterial levels of our gut, and then that helps with our health. So it's a flow-on effect from there. You've got, like I said, the dates, they've got the chromium in there, which helps to regulate our blood sugar levels. You've got a lot of great antioxidant nutrients in a lot of these fruits, and particularly when you eat them according to season, so not necessarily the imported ones, but if you eat them according to season, they will give you the nutrients you need. So you look at oranges, you look at the citrus foods, they're bountiful during winter when we need a lot of vitamin C and a lot of bioflavonoids to help our immune systems. You look at, in summer, we've got a lot of the summer fruits, so the mangoes, the berries, you've got the apricots, and all of those fruits and veggies are there, and they've got a lot of beta carotene in there, or carotenoids I should say. They've got a lot of carotenoids in there, and those carotenoids actually help our skin, and they help our skin against the sun damage that it's getting in summer. So why not eat to your season and enjoy what nature gives you, because you don't have to think about what's going on. You just go, okay, I'm eating to the season and I'm going to make my plate full of these salad fruits or veggies. And that's a great way to eat. And then, like I said, you just layer it from there, whatever else you want to add to it, whatever sauces you want to make it. If you want to make it into a stir fry, if you've got veggies and then you make it into a stir fry, you could add some beautiful soy sauce, or you could make it a satay kind of dish by just adding other flavors to it. So you can change it and make it a variety every time just by changing what flavors or what you add to it. So you don't have to get bored with the salad fruits and the veggies, because you can make anything to go with it. It's just making that the hero of your plate. So I hope today that I've been able to give you some things to think about, a different way of looking at your foods so that they can nourish you to the best of their ability. And I look forward to hearing how you've put this into your eating plan and how you've put it into your life, because your body will love you for it. And it's simple. There's no rules, there's no regulations. It's just, let's make it easy. Let's make the salad and the veggies the big hero of our plate, and then add other things to it that goes with our taste buds, because everyone's taste buds are different. Hi Stephanie, great to see you there. So I look forward to seeing every one of you again next time. And I really hope that I've been able to give you, like I said, something to think about, a different way to look at your food for this weekend. So go enjoy your weekend. I hope you all have a fabulous one. If you're here on the east coast of Australia, we've got a bit of water or rain coming through, so please stay dry. And I hope this rain helps to alleviate some of the bushfires that are out there and help those people that are affected by the bushfires. I look forward to seeing you all next time. Thanks for joining.